Hi there, welcome back to your mat. I'm Julie Farmer with Harmony Yoga. So today I'm feeling especially blessed by some events that have happened in my life. But I was reminded in a sermon by Father John at St. Thomas More in Cottonwood Heights last week. He said, we were made for joy. We were meant to be joy-filled. In the depth of our soul, do we have that joy that reflects the spark of the divine that lives in us? Can we see that joy and that spark in other people? Well, that really struck me because sometimes it takes an event to remind me to feel blessed or to feel that joy or to feel and remember that spark of divinity that is in me. And what yoga is one of many traditions or many tools that we have that can bring us back to that state, that original state of being joy-filled. So with yoga, it happens to be a mental, a physical, and a spiritual practice all in one that helps us to reconnect mentally, physically, and spiritually. So today I thought we could move together on our mat in the spirit of joy and let us reconnect together. I think in most instances when you get off your yoga mat, I think you automatically feel a little more joy-filled, and maybe we hadn't recognized it as that. We just think, my hips feel better, or my breath is a little bit deeper. But maybe the overall sensation is really one of joy, and we don't even call it that. So in the midst of the pandemic, we might not feel right being joyful. We know there's so many people that are hurting today, the people that are isolated, the people who are sick, or the families of the loved ones who have died. So don't get me wrong, as Father John said, it's not an outward giddy type of joy. It can just be a deep joy that resides within you in spite of and maybe even because of the COVID-19 virus. So we'll explore a little more about that. There's an article here that I'd like to end with today, but first let's start moving on our mat and connect with that joy that is our birthright, that joy that's deep within us, and allow the layers of burden to start to move away so we can start to connect a little deeper. Okay, so starting out here, let's close the eyes and connect just for a few breaths and notice the shift that can happen so quickly with just a couple deep intentional breaths. Take a deep breath in, allowing your spine to elongate, and exhale, feel yourself settle here. Moving now with the flow of your own breath. We are doing so many positive things for the brain, for the body, through the spirit of the breath. We don't even begin to count the blessings and the benefits. But science is starting to catch up with the tools that yoga has taught for thousands and thousands of years. So keep your eyes open to hear the proof that science is coming out with, especially the neuroscience, what's going on in the brain. So just know you're doing yourself a big favor today, and we can come up, we can worry about the proof later, but let's just play with the breath here and allow yourself to take in the benefits, mind and body and spirit. When the mind connects with the deep inhale and feels the release of the exhale, notice how present you become. Present right here for yourself, right here on your mat. Now imagine if you put all these breaths together and maybe sit for 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Some people sit for 45 minutes 2 times a day. Now to you that might sound a little bit extreme if you're not used to sitting, but the benefits are readily found in just sitting for a few moments to become present in this space. Your soul begins to long for this time to sit and really listen to the soul. So many times the soul gets pushed aside in the busyness of the day, and we come back. Let the busyness step aside. Listen to the essence of our soul, our joy, connecting in that deep way. In good time, begin to move onto all fours here. Spreading your fingers wide. Locate the wrists right under the elbows and right under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Inhale, lift the head, lift the sitting bones. And exhale, round the spine. And go back here a few times, back and forth here. Let's do one more. Deep inhale. And a full exhale, drawing the belly button up toward the spine and activating those deep muscles to help you push your belly up. And the next time now, we're going to come back to a cow pose. Take a deep inhale. And then this time we're going to widen our knees, flatten the feet, and exhale back for child's pose. We'll just be here briefly. And do that again. Draw the hands back, curl the toes under. Inhale for cow pose. Exhale for child's pose. Two more times here at your pace. And last one. Good. Now come back. Come back to all fours. This time we're going to reach the right leg back, push down through the right arm, reach the left arm forward, lift the belly button up and away from the floor, and sit back to child's pose. Again, inhale, same side. Exhale back. When your inhale begins, then you can start to come forward one more time. Same side. Exhale back to child's pose. This time as we come up, reach the left leg back, right arm forward. Again, the belly lifts up toward the sky. When the exhale begins, we come back to our child's pose. Inhaling. This is a way for us to dynamically use the breath, moving the body into a nice warm up here. And last one, reaching forward with the right arm, left leg back, belly button lifts up. Good. Now bring that hand down, bring the knee down. We're going to come to tabletop here and then back to down dog. So exhaling back. Inhaling to tabletop. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale forward. Good. Exhale back. And this time we're going to stay here for 3 rounds of breath. So we're going to inhale, stay in down dog. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. And inhale, step your feet forward. Bring your hands to your hips, elbows to the sky. Inhale and rise. Okay, so now we're going to do a little series here that's a little bit different. Feet are parallel and hip width apart. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. And exhale, right hand down the right leg, left arm up and over. Inhale, arms back together to the top, and exhale over, left hand down the left leg, right arm up. Good. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up, and we'll do that again as we exhale to the right. So we're following the breath here. As your inhale begins, the arms come back up to the top and over to the left. Big exhale. Good. Inhale back to the top. Exhale, release, forward fold. And inhale all the way up to the sky. Let's do that one more time here. Exhaling over to the right. Inhale up. Exhale over to the left. Nice job. Inhale back to the top. Exhale one more time down to forward fold. And inhale all the way up and bring the hands to the palms. So I'm not sure how many minutes we've been working here, probably 10 at the very most. Just close your eyes, feel the body, feel how the energy maybe has shifted. Maybe your heart is a little lighter. And let us continue. So release your hands, step your feet hips width apart on your yoga mat. Feet are parallel and facing forward. Inhale, bring your arms up to the sky and feel the sides of your body now. We've kind of created that by the side bending. So connect again to the length of the side body and the openness of the heart. Spin your inner thighs back. Reach your hands forward, coming down to the mat. Maybe you're using a block. Maybe you have your hands on your legs, or even hands on the hip is acceptable here. Finding an opening to release the spine, the neck, and the head as long as that's comfortable for you, or stay in this upright position and notice you're getting a nice stretch through the back of the leg and into the hips here. If you can reach your hands to the floor, can you reach out into a downward facing dog type of a position, but you've just got your weight really onto your feet, you're just walking your fingers forward. Good, and then walk your hands back. Bend both knees, bring your hands to your hips, straighten the legs and come to standing. Now take your toes out in a 45-degree angle. Separate your feet a little wider apart to challenge yourself. And then inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands down. Again, really following the breath here. So it's exhaling down. That's kind of a rule of thumb, right? And then the inhale comes up. And let's do one more time. Exhaling down. Nice job. Inhaling up. This time we're going to take the hands to the thighs as we bend the knees. And let's reach the left shoulder forward and the right shoulder forward. We'll do one more time each side. Inhale one side. Good, and exhale the other side. Good, and come upright. Push through the legs. Good. Now straighten the left foot so the toes are facing the long end of your mat, and move your right toes toward the short end of your mat and bend into the right knee. Move the hips back. Scoop the tailbone, bring your arms facing over the right knee and up to the sky. See if you can shift your hips over to the right. It depends. You may not have that flexibility. You can always come onto the ball of your back foot here. You may like that version better, or you may like that foot grounded, you decide. Good. Now ground that back foot down and come into warrior two. Looking out over the right fingertips, move your hips back again, scoop the tailbone, reaching the hands in both directions now. Good, and release, straightening both legs. Swap your feet, go just the opposite. Right toes facing the long end, left toes facing the short end, bending into the front knee. Move your hips back, scoop the tailbone down, and really power up the back leg. Shift your hips over the right knee, reach the arms forward, and then if it feels okay, go ahead and reach all the way up to the sky. Again, you can pop up on the ball of your back foot or keep the heel grounded. So that's warrior one, and then you're going to shift your hips forward toward the long end of your mat. Bring your arms down shoulder height and turn and look over your left fingertips. Staying here. Inhaling up, lifting up through the heart, reconnecting to that joy, that birthright. Allowing the breath to come all the way deep inside, and then the exhale comes out and lets go of any unwanted cloaking, anything that's keeping you from that joy. Good, and release the hands. Now we're gonna flip back over to the right side, and I'm gonna move back on my mat here a little bit so I stay in the frame. So now bending into the right knee. Now come onto the ball of your left foot and hop the back foot in a little bit. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. So this might be your posture here, but here's where we're going. We're gonna shift our weight onto the right foot, keeping the side body long. This might be your posture. Or you can begin to hinge at the hips, reaching the hands forward, lifting the left leg, reaching back for warrior three. Now, if you're near a wall or a chair, there's no problem there to reach out for support in your balance. Good, and when you're ready, rise, and we'll turn now to the other side. So, left toes facing forward. You're on the ball of the right foot. Now back up again this way now. Inhale, create the long side body, reaching the arms up to the sky, shifting your weight onto the left foot, reaching forward, lifting the right leg, or finding any variation of the posture that works for your body today. This is really about your body, not you trying to put yourself in a position of, that you're concerned about how it looks. Let's be more concerned about how this feels. Reaching up through the right heel, reaching through the fingertips, and rise. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna do a series. Many of you who know me know that I get really excited about these postures that are the same, just in various orientations of the body. So we're going to do a balanced hip opener, and we're going to move down to a seated hip opener, and then to do the same thing from a lying position. So join me here, standing on your left leg, cross your right ankle on top of your left knee, and then move your hips back. Sit your hips down as you bend into the left leg, pressing the hands in together. Press the ankle and the knee to each other for extra support and stability here. As always, you can reach your hands forward or down to your block. You can keep your hands on your hips or right here at the center. Okay, clearly I can't talk and balance at the same time. When you're ready, come out of the posture. I'll wait for you. You maybe just found your groove there. So stay with it, and then when you're ready, we're gonna move on to the other side. And you'll find this is the hardest of the three different positions because you're having to balance on your foot. In a moment, we'll do this sitting on your bum. Okay, so when you're ready to join me on the other side, taking your time, cross the left ankle over the right knee, inner thighs move back, bending into that standing leg. Lift and separate the toes on your left foot, and then again, hands can be in front. Reaching out in front, that gets pretty deep. Reaching up, out, down to the block, back at the center, wherever you want your arms to be. And again, if you've got a chair, if you've got a wall behind you, you find what works for you, right? We're just trying to balance here in this upright posture. Nice, coming out of the pose when you're ready. Now, same thing. We're gonna come down into this seated position. So let's straighten out the right leg, cross the left ankle over the right knee, and then push into the floor and lift the heart. This might be a really nice hip opener for you, right? Maybe that's your place. What I want you to do is lift and separate the toes on this left foot and see if that gets into that hip a little bit deeper. Now, to progress into the pose, if you're ready to move forward. Now, I've said it before, but it bears repeating. If your hips are tight and you push yourself too far in a hip opener, actually your knee is gonna feel the issue. So sometimes we realize the different tension points in the body really move their pain to a surrounding joint, and we are all interconnected from head to toe. So you really want to listen to the body, listen to the hip. If that's a good hip opener for you, stay there. There's no reason to go any further. But if you want to, step the right foot to the floor and walk your hips as far forward as you like and take your hands with you. So the heart remains lifted, the spine is long, I'm lifting up through the crown of the head, and I'm trying to push my hips into the floor. And I'm staying with the breath here, almost like I'm breathing down into that hip, the left hip. Lifting and separating the left toes. Inhale, exhale. Let's inhale one more time here. Good, and release. Straighten both legs, press both hands into the earth, close the eyes. To the best of your ability, take your awareness down the spine, down into the hips, into the legs. Maybe you need to shake your legs a little bit. Let go of any held tension there. Feel what there is to feel. And then let's move on to the other side, crossing the right ankle over the left knee, lifting and separating the left or the right toes this time. So that foot, it's like if there were a wall right here, all four corners of my foot, the ball of the big toe, the inner heel, the ball of the little toe, and the outer heel are pressing against that wall. That's really important, and feel all that muscle energy go all the way up the leg. So that keeps us safe, gives us a deeper sensation here. And then if we're ready, press the left foot into the floor, walk your hips as far forward as you like, walk your hands with you. So, lifting and separating those toes, lifting the heart, lifting through the crown of the head, but can you stay grounded in your hips, like trying to push your hips down toward the floor? That really is that crazy sensation in the hips by moving the bottom down. So we really are moving in both directions. We're pushing down and lifting up and breathing deeply into the hip. Good, and then release. Straightening both legs again. Feel the sensation here. And then we're going to move on to our back. So we're going to do the same thing in this position, provided that feels fine for your body. You can always go back to any of the other postures if lying. This probably is going to feel the best, actually. So let's cross the left leg over the right knee this time. And again, this might be your posture. Opening the right knee forward and toes lifted and separated. That might be your posture. Press your elbows down so you get the lift in the chest, you get the low back lifted and then pressing down through the hips. So maybe that's your posture, or you can go a little deeper. Interlace your hands behind the left hamstring, pushing the knee and the ankle together. Move your hips down toward the earth. Keep the arms integrated into the shoulder socket so you're not trying to pull your arms out. The arms are strong and they're retracted into the shoulder, but the arms are straight and the knee is pressing into the hands. And you can straighten the left leg if you like that. Press the knee and the ankle together for about 80% effort. Take a breath and then let go of that effort. Stay in the posture. And let's do that again. Press the knee and the ankle together. And you wonder how pressing your knee and your ankle together and feeling that sensation in your hip is connecting you with your joy. Well, how about this? Let go, bring both feet to the floor, feel the joy now. How about that? Is your heart maybe a little more open, the breath a little more free? Your mind is maybe thinking a little more clearly as we get rid of all the cobwebs in the hips and the heart and the head. And let's cross over now to the other side. Left ankle goes over right knee. Lift and separate the toes. Move the left knee away from you. Press your elbows if you kind of lost that puffy chest, curvy back. Then go ahead and reestablish, and then opening the left knee forward. Again, if we're ready to go forward, ready to go deeper, then interlace your hands behind the right hamstring. Push the right heel up toward the sky if you like that version, but in either case, bent or straight, press the knee and the ankle together, move your hips down toward the earth. Release that pressure, and we'll do that again. Knee and the ankle press together. And release. And release the feet to the floor. This time take your feet out as wide as your sticky mat and let your knees come together. Rest your hands on your belly. This is called constructive rest. So I'll be teaching a class about sleep soon. Again, science is learning all kinds of things about the connection to meditation and yoga, to the power of sleep and how that may be the number one contributor to a strong immune system. And mental health is another big one. Sleep is a big contributor to mental health and well-being. If you're in constructive rest, that counts, right? Even if you're in bed and not sleeping, but you're attempting to get to sleep by just pausing and relaxing, that does count. So that was probably the best news I ever heard in yoga, and I will repeat that in the next class, that just getting yourself into this restorative, relaxing position counts towards your sleep. So in Thanksgiving for yoga, that brings me joy. What a wonderful tool to bring me into a better state in my mind for mental well-being, a better state in my body for being able to age and still stay active and flexible and agile, and for my spirit, for the way that I've learned to be quiet and to listen to a higher voice than my own, which is really a blessing. How to sit still, how to be present, how to let go. Okay, so here in this constructive rest position, offer yourself some self-compassion. Straightening your legs out, bring your palms face up, and allow your fingers to naturally curl. So I'm going to guess that all of us would really have to work hard to keep our fingers straight right now. Your fingers are naturally going to curl. So keep that there. And then imagine, don't do anything, don't move a muscle, but just imagine that you're going to straighten your right hand and pull your left toes towards you, but you're not going to move yet. So just imagine, right hand straightens, left foot, toes come toward you. And now actually do that. So straighten your right fingers, pull your left toes toward you, and then relax. Imagine doing that now on the opposite side. So imagine straightening your left hand and pulling your right toes toward you. On your next inhale, do that. Straighten your right hand, straighten your left hand, flex your right foot, and pause. And then go back to the other side, lifting the left toes, straightening the right fingers. Relax. Inhale now to the left hand, right foot. And just go back and forth here. One more round on each side. Good, and then do all together. So straightening all your fingers, flexing both feet. Good, and pause, close your eyes. Feel. And now turn your right wrist and your left foot in circles one way and then the other way. And pause. And the left wrist and the right ankle go one way and then the other way. And then all together. Both wrists, both ankles, and then take them the opposite direction. And relax. Press your elbows down, lift your shoulders, walk your shoulders underneath you, or lift the heart, I should say. Walk the shoulders underneath you and rest again. this time we're going to bring both feet, the soles of both feet in together. And then inhale, bring the knees together. And exhale, open these out to the side, soles together. So inhale, soles of the feet to the floor, knees together. And exhale, knees out, soles together. Let's do one more here. Bringing the knees in and out. Hug the knees into the chest and roll yourself side to side. And then circle your knees around in one direction and the opposite direction. Straighten your legs out. And I'm going to put you into this Shavasana position and read you these words that I was telling you about, this article. So in your Shavasana position, so get there first. Press your elbows down, lift the heart, and walk the shoulders underneath you. Let the feet naturally flop open to the side, and let your body get heavy onto the earth, feeling the support of the earth. You know, there's this notion you don't have to hold the whole world, right? The world is holding you. So let go. Release and relax. And I will read you these words from an article from the Wall Street Journal by a professor at Duke University Divinity School, C. Kevin Rowe. He says, dying gives us a chance to confront the truth. COVID-19 is not a blessing. It is one more obvious, terrible instance of a broken world. But amid all the reasonable concern, we shouldn't lose sight of the deeper cause of our anxiety, our mortal fear, and the unprecedented chance within us in this life to become fuller, richer, more joyful human beings. When we accept the truth about our mortality, we can also experience remarkable freedom. To take the time to say, I love you. To stop nursing resentments. Thinking that forgiveness can always wait for another day. To cease pretending that little annoying things matter so much. To pick up our heads and look at the beauty of the world. To examine our beliefs about what really, really counts in life. To mend relationships. And for those who have never tried it before, even to pray. No sane person would ever give thanks for a pandemic. But if we take the chance it gives us to become truth tellers, lovers, and reconcilers, we may well wind up giving thanks for what we have become. So relaxing here to these words, as we practice our Shavasana, our final relaxation here, it's actually known as corpse pose. So we're almost practicing for the day. We know we all face death. Can we let go and release and relax a little bit more into our mortality? Letting go of the fear. And in doing so, we welcome the chance to become more fuller and richer and more joyful human beings in this life. So resting here as long as you like. We're taking the opportunity to begin moving the hands and the feet, hugging the knees to the chest and rolling onto the right side. Feel free to come up to a seated position and pause here for a few more rounds of breath. Feel yourself grounded and supported. Feel your heart lifted and buoyant. And bringing thanks to the Creator and to this practice for the benefits that it brings us in our day-to-day life, making us happier human beings to be able to offer ourselves more freely and more fully to those around us. Thank you so much for being with me today. Join me again. We'll talk about sleep next time. Thank you.